What's going on, guys? Dave Black's here again. So soon. Back after the last video, which wasn't that long ago. But I'm back again today because our guy, Wes Huff, has got some big things going on apparently. And our boy Billy Carson is down bad. This might be the final nail in Billy Carson's coffin. So I'm back with a news update on Billy Carson and the Wes Huff situation. And real quick, shout out to Billy for being the most talked about person on my channel in its young history. 3 videos already. That's a record on the channel. And probably many more to come. But Wes Huff, it appears, has done a Joe Rogan podcast that hasn't been released yet as of the time I'm recording. If this video gets released after I record, then just know that I'm gonna make a response video, reaction video to that podcast. So let's recap real quick. What has been going on with Billy Carson since the last time I talked to you guys? Well, first, I exposed Billy and Terrence Howard at the same time for pretending to be physicists and aerospace engineers. These guys yapped on and on about pseudoscientific stuff.
I studied aerospace technology since 1977. In 1977, I saw something in my backyard that I perceived to not be an airplane. I didn't know about UFOs. I didn't know about aliens or flying saucers. I just knew what I saw was an orb, a little bit longer or elongated than an egg, glowing metal, and it moved across the horizon in seconds, not minutes. It didn't have a cockpit, didn't have wings, didn't have windows on it or anything. And it came back and stopped completely silent, and it just disappeared again. I ran in the house and told my mom, and she was like, there was advanced beings in the ancient past.
And I wanted to poke holes in all that, so I did. That's why I made that video. But then, as soon as I was done with that video, Billy Carson came up on my feed again. And this time it was because somebody debated him and debunked a lot of his anti-Christian sentiments that he claimed to know. He claimed to know a lot about the Cyanide Bible, which seems to be a historically inaccurate document. He seemed to quote the Emerald Tablets a lot, which it's pretty pseudoscientific.
I misquoted there. It's the Gospel of Barnabas. Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
I've actually worked with, there are 2 manuscripts of the Gospel of Barnabas, which we only have 2 copies of. One is in Italian and one is in Spanish. Not to be confused with either the Epistle of Barnabas or the Acts of Barnabas, which are 2 apocryphal documents from the 2nd century. But the Gospel of Barnabas in particular, we know it's a forgery. In chapter 92, it says that Jesus spent 40 days on Mount Sinai, and then he came to the Jordan River and he walked to Jerusalem. But Mount Sinai is more than a week's journey away from Jerusalem.
So this guy Wes Huff debates him and absolutely destroys him. Literally is just pulling books off of his shelf left and right in Billy's face, and Billy just has nothing to say, so he loses the debate. Then he comes on and says that he didn't even want to do the debate and it was an ambush and he didn't know it was going to be a debate. Then his wife gets in the middle of all this and says her 2 cents, which she shouldn't have. She should have kept her mouth shut.
He had just got out of the hospital. That's the whole point. Why is it even a debate going on, for one? And for 2, why is it going on while Billy is not even 100% himself?
He's not himself.
And you literally see it in the video. And then people want to talk about a debate and he got cooked and all this other stuff. Really?
This man almost died.
How can a person fully function? Do you understand how the brain operates? He couldn't even breathe.
He couldn't even.
So now we're post the debate. We're post the internet knowing that Billy got exposed. And since then, Billy Carson's views on his videos have just been dwindling. And I'm sure he's flipping out because he's just seeing dollar signs just disappearing out of his bank account. And we know that's what he cares about the most. He doesn't actually care about, Christianity, the truth. He cares about dollar signs. And that was very clear and evident from a lot of the videos of people exposing him. Also, Wes Huff wasn't the first one to expose him. Remember, this other guy, Anton, kind of came out of nowhere too and exposed Billy Carson for a scammer. So a lot of people have been on Billy's back, but now Wes Huff has gone on Joe Rogan. And here's the thing. I think I know why Joe Rogan wanted to do a podcast with Wes Huff, and it's because I think Joe realizes that he's losing credibility with a lot of the guests that he has invited, from the Terrence Howards to all these UFO conspiracy theorists, to say the least. He, Graham Hancock, a lot of people who are arguably pseudoscientifical and are very controversial. So I think he wants to add a little bit of credibility to his part. I think I think he wants to hear the facts? I think he's open to it, but I think more importantly, Joe Rogan's audience, which is very much alternative science based audience, the ancient aliens and stuff like that. Joe Rogan himself is kind of an ancient alien guy too, but that kind of audience is going to be exposed to some truth finally, and hopefully it just makes Billy's numbers tank even more, because we don't need scammers on the internet, pseudoscientifical fake intellectuals perpetuating all of this like false information and passing it off as just fact, and not expecting anybody to check them. So I am glad that Wes Huff went on Joe Rogan. I hope Joe Rogan drops it. I don't even know if Joe Rogan's going to drop it. I saw a lot of people doubting it. I think he will. I don't know if it's going to be one of his breakouts, but I think he has his eye on this kind of topic, and he's worried about his own credibility, and so he's going to do whatever it takes to get his own credibility back. So that's my thoughts on the whole Wes Huff debate with Billy Carson and Joe Rogan. I can't wait to see the Wes Huff and Joe Rogan podcast, because I want to know if Joe Rogan's going to push back on this stuff a little bit, if he's going to put up more of a fight than Billy did with some of this stuff that Joe Rogan's willing to die on this hill for. Like, he is an alien psychopath, almost like Billy Carson. So I'm just waiting to see if he's gonna push back on some of that stuff, or if he's just gonna let Wes Huff, talk about himself, or, just go off and explain the Billy Carson thing. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. Just a short video today, just a news update, because I will cover that podcast as soon as it comes out, so you don't want to miss that. Please like and subscribe the video. Again, my name is Dave Blacks, and thank you guys for watching. I am out.